am standing here today just like you, with a life full of experiences, lessons, joys, and heartbreaks. And every one of us in this room, we share a common thread. The belief that the things that happen in our lives, however random they may seem, happen for a reason. It's a powerful thought, isn't it? To know that everything you've been through, every challenge, every struggle, and every smile is somehow part of the larger picture of your life. It's easy to forget, though. Life has a way of keeping us on our toes, pushing us to the edge, forcing us to make decisions that seem impossible. We face moments that test our limits, moments that challenge us to the core, and at times it feels like nothing makes sense. We find ourselves asking, why me? Why is this happening? What's the purpose of this pain? I've been there too. You see, life doesn't ask us for permission to throw us curveball. It doesn't check if we're ready. It doesn't make sure that we prepared ourselves for the hurt, the loss, or the disappointment. No, life just happens. And the truth is, we often don't see the reason in the moment. It's like looking at a jigsaw puzzle from a distance. You can't really tell what it will become, can you? You see scattered pieces and think, this doesn't make any sense. But then, as you start fitting the pieces together, as you start growing, you begin to understand. The picture begins to emerge, and you realize that all those scattered moments, those painful lessons, were shaping you for something bigger. When I look back on my life, I can see how each chapter, every struggle, every setback was necessary. I once found myself trapped in the most overwhelming moment of despair. But today, as I stand here, I realize that those struggles were not my punishment. No, they were the very experiences that taught me the value of resilience, the strength in vulnerability, and the power of patience. They gave me clarity, they gave me strength, and they gave me wisdom. I'll tell you this. We are not defined by the hardships we face, but by how we choose to respond to them. It's easy to let life's storms drown us, to feel like we are not enough when things get hard. But we forget that after every storm, the sun always rises again. The clouds clear and we see the beauty in the struggle. We see how it all fits together, how it shapes us into the people we are meant to become. I know there are days when you wake up feeling like everything is falling apart. I've had those days too. There are moments when you want to give up, when you want to close your eyes and pretend that everything will just go away. But here's what I need you to understand. Every single thing that happens, every single tear that falls, every single step you take is leading you somewhere. You are not stuck. You are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. You have been placed on this path for a reason. And yes, I know it might be hard to see that reason sometimes. We question the reasons behind our pain, behind our challenges. But here's the truth. Life doesn't give us things we cannot handle. And if you've been given a trial, it's because you are strong enough to bear it. You are capable. You are more resilient than you think. And that strength, that resilience is what builds your character. It's what molds you into the person you are meant to be. We don't grow when everything is easy. Growth happens in the moments of adversity, in the moments when we think we cannot go on. We evolve when we choose to stand up, when we decide that the pain will not break us, but shape us. Sometimes you may look around and feel like everyone else is succeeding, that their lives are falling into place while yours is a chaotic mess. You wonder, why do I have to struggle while others seem to have it all together? But here's what I want you to understand. The timing of your life is unique to you. Your journey is not the same as anyone else's. Your story is yours alone. And the experiences you are going through are preparing you for something greater. You don't see it yet, but trust me, one day you will. What might seem like a setback today could be the very thing that opens the door to your future. Every obstacle you face is not an accident. Every challenge is an opportunity, even though it doesn't always look that way at first. Sometimes, the things that seem like a roadblock are the lessons we need to move forward in life. The difficulty you're facing right now may be shaping you into someone who will inspire others. You never know who you are becoming in the process of overcoming what you're going through. I want you to think about something. Every dream you've ever had, every goal you've ever set, every hope you've ever clung to, it's all possible. But the path to that dream, the path to those goals, it's not always linear. It's filled with twists and turns, with moments that feel like they're pushing you backward instead of forward. But even when it feels like you're walking away from your dreams, you are actually walking toward them. I've learned that life isn't about getting everything we want when we want it. It's about being open to the journey, trusting the process, and believing that the right things will come at the right time. Sometimes we need to let go of control. We need to release the fear of the unknown and trust that the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, has a plan for us. You see, everything that happens, good or bad, is shaping us. It's refining us. It's teaching us something we need to know, even if we don't understand it right away. And that's okay. We don't have to have all the answers. Life is not about knowing everything right now. It's about trusting the journey, knowing that the pieces will eventually fall into place, even if we can't see the full picture yet. Let me tell you this. The most beautiful things in life often come from the most unexpected places. The friendships that will change your life might come from the most unlikely people. The love you've been searching for might arrive when you least expect it. The opportunities that will help you grow and succeed might come from a setback that at first seemed like a failure. So instead of focusing on what you think is going wrong, shift your perspective. Start seeing every obstacle as an opportunity for growth. Start seeing every setback as a step forward. It might not always be easy, but I promise you it is always worth it. You are not defined by your struggles. You are defined by how you rise from them. You are defined by your ability to keep moving forward even when it feels like the world is against you. And every step you take, no matter how small, is leading you closer to the person you are meant to be. When you look back on your life, you will see that every twist, every turn, every moment of pain and joy has brought you exactly where you need to be. You will see that everything happened for a reason, even if it didn't make sense at the time. You will see how the pieces fit together, how everything unfolded perfectly, even when you couldn't see it yourself. And you will be grateful for every moment because those moments shaped you into who you are today. So, don't fear the challenges ahead. Don't fear the unknown. Embrace it. Embrace the uncertainty because in the end, it's all happening for a reason and you are exactly where you need to be. Keep going, keep believing, keep trusting the best is yet to come. There are days when the weight of the world seems too heavy, when everything feels like it's falling apart, when life hits you with things you never saw coming. You wonder, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? In those moments, it's easy to lose faith, to lose hope, and to lose sight of the bigger picture. But today, I want to remind you of something powerful. Everything happens for a reason. Now, I know it's not easy to believe that when you're in the midst of the storm. When you're standing in the middle of your own personal battle, it's hard to see the silver lining. All you can think about is the pain, the frustration, and the disappointment that life has thrown your way. But if you take a step back, you'll see something remarkable. Every experience, every challenge, every moment of heartache has shaped you into the person you are today. We often think of our lives as separate moments, disconnected fragments of time. But the truth is, each moment, no matter how difficult, is an integral part of a larger, beautiful story. A story that is yours, a story that only you can write. Think about the last time you faced a struggle. At the time, did it feel like it was the end of the world? Did you feel like everything was crumbling beneath you? I know I've been there. I had moments where I thought, I can't keep going, this is too much. But when I look back now, I can see clearly that those moments were the ones that taught me the most. They were the moments that helped me grow, helped me discover strengths I never knew I had. Sometimes we don't realize the reason behind what's happening to us until much later. But trust me when I say this, everything is happening exactly as it's meant to. The pain you're feeling today, it's not to punish you, it's to prepare you. The challenges you're facing, they're not there to break you, they're there to build you. The setbacks, they are stepping stones on your journey to something greater. I want you to understand something important. You are not defined by the things that happen to you. You are defined by how you choose to respond to them. It's easy to let life's challenges knock you down. It's easy to give up when things get tough. But the real strength comes from standing up, dusting yourself off, and pushing forward. The real growth comes from choosing to keep going even when you don't know where the road leads. And the best part? You are stronger than you realize. Every time you face a challenge and keep moving forward, you grow. Every time you choose to learn from your mistakes instead of letting them define you, you become a better version of yourself. Every time you pick yourself up after a fall, you build resilience, you build character, and you build a life that's truly your own. It's easy to compare yourself to others, to look at their lives and think, why do they have it all together? But the truth is, everyone has their own struggles. No one's life is perfect. Everyone is fighting battles you can't see. And while it may seem like others are getting ahead or living an easier life, you have something that they may not have. The strength to overcome whatever life throws at you. Your journey is unique. The challenges you face are unique to you, and they are there for a reason. You are not where you are by accident. Every twist, every turn, every unexpected event has led you to this very moment. And in this moment, you have a choice. You can let life's difficulties defeat you, or you can use them to fuel your fire, to fuel your purpose. You see, there is a beautiful thing about life. It doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes the things we want don't come to us right away. Sometimes we have to fight for what we want. But I promise you, the things that are meant for you will never pass you by. The universe or whatever you believe in is always working behind the scenes to guide you toward where you need to be. I've seen it in my own life. There were times when I thought everything was falling apart, when I thought my dreams were out of reach. But then, years later, I look back and realize that every moment of struggle, every heartache and every failure was preparing me for something greater. It was building me, molding me, and shaping me into the person I was meant to become. And I would not be who I am today without those experiences. So, when life feels heavy, when it feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, remember this. Everything happens for a reason. There is purpose in your pain. There is growth in your struggle. And there is beauty in your journey. Trust the process. Trust that the things that are meant for you will come at the right time. Trust that every setback is leading you towards something better, something greater. And when you look back on your life, you will see how everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, has shaped you into the person you are today. You will see that every challenge, every heartbreak, and every moment of doubt has led you to this moment of strength, this moment of clarity, this moment of purpose. So, don't give up. Don't lose hope. The best is yet to come. Keep going, keep believing, keep trusting, because everything that happens for a reason. And that reason is greater than you can imagine. You are exactly where you need to be. Keep moving forward, because the life you've always dreamed of is waiting for you on the other side of this journey. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. And I promise you, with every step you take, you are closer to the life that's meant for you. Keep your head high, your heart strong, and your faith unshakable. You've got this. Life has a way of surprising us. Sometimes it's beautiful and bright, and sometimes it's dark and difficult. There are moments that feel like everything is going wrong, like we're stuck in a cycle of hardship that we can't escape. And in those moments, we ask, why me? It's natural to wonder why things aren't going as planned, why it feels like everything is falling apart when we've done our best. But what if I told you that everything, even the painful moments, happens for a reason? I know it's not easy to understand, especially when you're in the middle of your struggle. We often want to escape the hurt, to shut our eyes to the pain, to wish it all away. But sometimes life isn't about avoiding the pain. It's about learning from it, growing through it, and coming out stronger on the other side. There was a time when I thought the world had turned its back on me. A time when I felt alone, as if I were carrying a burden too heavy for my heart to bear. I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. All I could feel was darkness. But now, when I look back, I realize that all of those moments were not in vain. They were part of the journey, part of the process that was shaping me into the person I am today. It's amazing, isn't it? How in the middle of our struggle, we can't see the bigger picture, but with time, it becomes clear. I want you to know something. Nothing in life happens by accident. The things that seem like setbacks, the things that break our hearts, the things that push us to our limits, They are all happening for a reason. And the reason is not always obvious right away. In fact, it's often not obvious at all. But trust me, as you continue on your journey, the pieces of the puzzle will start to fit together, and you will see the reason behind it all. Think about it for a moment. Every time you faced a challenge, every time you thought you couldn't keep going, something inside you grew. Maybe it was resilience, maybe it was patience, maybe it was strength you didn't know you had, whatever it was. You learned something in that moment that you would not have learned otherwise. Those moments that made you question everything, those moments that made you want to quit, they were the very moments that were teaching you the lessons you needed to move forward. And isn't that the beautiful irony of life? The things that hurt us the most are often the things that teach us the most. It's easy to run away from discomfort, to avoid things that feel like they're breaking us. But what if I told you that those moments of discomfort are the ones that are actually making you stronger? What if I told you that the pain you're feeling right now is shaping you into the person you are meant to become? The truth is, life is full of twists and turns. It doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes it feels like everything is falling apart, but I want you to remember this. Everything you are going through, everything that seems like a setback is actually a step forward. It's part of your journey. It's leading you to something greater than you can imagine. I know it's hard to see in the moment, but trust me when I say this. Every struggle, every hardship, every tear is there for a reason. It's all part of your growth. And just like the seasons change, so too will your circumstances. The challenges you face today will not last forever. The pain you feel will eventually fade. And in its place will come strength, wisdom, and understanding. You see, we are not defined by the struggles we face, but by how we choose to rise from them. It's easy to let life knock us down, to give in to the difficulties we encounter, but the real power lies in how we respond to those challenges. The real strength lies in our ability to keep going, to keep fighting, and to keep believing that everything, even the hard moments, is happening for a reason. If you look back on your life, I'm sure you'll see the patterns. You'll see that the difficult times led to something better. Maybe not immediately, maybe not in the way you expected, but in the long run, those moments shaped you into the person you are today. They prepared you for the future that awaits you. And you might not see it now, but one day when you look back, you will understand that it all happened for a reason. We can't control everything that happens in our lives. We can't always predict the twists and turns that life will take. But we do have control over how we respond. We do have control over how we allow life's challenges to shape us. And when you choose to see the reason behind the pain, when you choose to trust that everything is happening for a purpose, you begin to shift your perspective. You start to see the lessons in every struggle. You start to see the strength in every setback. You start to see that everything, even the hardest moments, are leading you to where you're meant to be. And when you reach that place, when you look back at everything you've been through, you'll see how all the pieces fit together. You'll see how the struggles, the pain, and the challenges were part of your unique journey and how they led you to the person you are today. So when life feels heavy, when you're struggling to understand why things are happening, remember this: everything happens for a reason. There is purpose in your pain. There is growth in your struggle. There is beauty in the way life unfolds. Even when it doesn't seem like it, I promise you the best is yet to come. Keep going, keep trusting, keep believing that everything you are going through is leading you toward the life you are meant to live. You are not lost, you are not broken, you're exactly where you need to be. And everything is happening for a reason. Life is filled with moments that make us question everything. The world turns upside down and we find ourselves facing challenges that we never imagined. In these moments, it's easy to wonder, why is this happening to me? We might find ourselves caught in a storm, feeling helpless, asking ourselves what we did wrong to deserve this pain. But here's something I want you to hold on to, something that has helped me through my darkest times. Everything happens for a reason. I know this isn't always easy to believe, especially when life feels overwhelming. When you're right in the middle of your struggle, it's hard to see the bigger picture. All you can see is the weight on your shoulders, the pain in your heart, the uncertainty of what's to come. But what if I told you that all of these things, the ones that feel impossible to bear, are part of something greater? That every challenge you face, every hardship you endure is leading you exactly where you need to be. There was a time in my life when I felt completely lost. I thought I had it all figured out. I had plans, I had dreams, I had a vision for my future. But suddenly life threw me a curveball. I found myself questioning everything. Why was this happening? Why was I being tested like this? I wanted to understand the reason behind the pain I was feeling. And it was in that moment of darkness that I realized something important. Sometimes we don't understand the why right away, but with time it becomes clear. Looking back now, I can see that those difficult moments were not there to break me, but to build me. They were shaping me, preparing me for a future I couldn't yet imagine. And I am so grateful for those moments now because they taught me the most valuable lessons of my life. It's not always easy to trust the process when you're in the middle of your struggle. We are human, and it's natural to want to control our circumstances, to have a clear path laid out before us. We want answers now, and we want everything to make sense. But the truth is, life doesn't work that way. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's filled with unexpected turns. But here's what I want you to understand. Even in the chaos, there is purpose, there is meaning in every step, even when we can't see it in the moment. Sometimes the reason behind our pain is not immediately clear, but it's in those moments that we learn to grow, to evolve, to become stronger than we ever thought possible. Life is not just about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about how we choose to navigate the twists and turns, how we rise from our struggles, and how we keep moving forward. You might not be able to see it now, but every single challenge you face is molding you into a better, stronger version of yourself. And those struggles, those painful moments are not there to break you, but to prepare you for something greater. They are laying the foundation for the person you are becoming. Think about it for a moment. All of those times when you thought you couldn't go on, when you felt like you were about to give up, you didn't. You found strength you didn't know you had. You discovered resilience within yourself. And every single one of those moments was necessary. They were necessary for your growth, for your transformation. Because without those challenges, you wouldn't be the person you are today. I want you to remember that life is not a straight line. It's not a path that always follows the rules or fits within our expectations. There are bumps, there are obstacles, and there are detours. But those detours, they're part of your story. They are leading you toward a future that you can't yet see, but one that's waiting for you with open arms. And when you look back one day, when you've walked through the storm and come out on the other side, you will see how every moment, every experience, every challenge was necessary. You will understand that everything happened for a reason, even the moments that didn't make sense at the time. Those moments were the ones that shaped you, that helped you grow, that led you to where you are meant to be. I know it's easy to look at other people's lives and think that they have it all together, that they are living without struggle. But I promise you, everyone has their battles. Everyone has their own set of challenges. The difference is not in the struggle itself, but in how we choose to respond to it. It's in how we choose to keep going, even when things feel impossible. The strength you have inside of you is greater than you think. You've made it this far, haven't you? Every day you keep going is a victory. Every time you get up after being knocked down, you're proving to yourself just how powerful you really are. And no matter how dark the road gets, no matter how uncertain your future may seem, always remember this. You are not alone. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything you are going through right now is leading you to a place of strength, wisdom, and purpose. You are becoming someone who can face anything. You are becoming someone who is capable of overcoming any obstacle, no matter how big or small. And one day, when you look back, you will see that everything you've been through, the pain, the tears, the heartaches, was all part of the bigger picture. You'll see how it all fits together, how it led you to exactly where you are meant to be. So when you're struggling, when you feel like you can't keep going, remember this. You are being prepared for something greater. Everything you are going through is happening for a reason. And while the journey may be difficult at times, know that it's leading you to something amazing. Keep going. Keep trusting that the universe has a plan for you. A plan that is greater than anything you can imagine. The road ahead may not always be easy, but it is yours to walk. And every step you take, no matter how small, is leading you to a future that is waiting for you. You are exactly where you need to be, and everything is happening for a reason. There are moments in life when everything feels like it's falling apart, when you wake up and feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. You've worked so hard, done everything you thought you should, yet it feels like nothing is going your way. You might ask yourself, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? It's easy in those moments to lose hope, to doubt everything, yourself, your choices, even life itself. But let me tell you something, and it's something I have learned over time. Everything happens for a reason. I know it's hard to believe when you're in the thick of it, when you can't see the bigger picture because the pain or the frustration is right in front of you. But that's exactly the point. We don't always see the reason when we're in the middle of the storm. But with time, with perspective, everything starts to make sense. I have been there. I have experienced moments where I thought life was throwing one blow after another, and it felt like I couldn't breathe. But you know what? I survived those moments. And looking back, I can now see how each of those moments led me to this place. The pain, the disappointment, the fear, they were all parts of the journey. They were necessary for my growth. What I want you to understand is this. Pain is not a punishment. Struggles are not signs that you're on the wrong path. They are the universe's way of preparing you for something greater. Every challenge you face, every obstacle, every heartache has a purpose. It's not here to defeat you. It's here to shape you. It's here to teach you something you can't learn any other way. Life isn't always a straight path. If it were, we wouldn't be human. We wouldn't experience growth or resilience or strength. The detours, the unexpected turns, the moments where you feel lost, they're part of the bigger picture. You may not understand why things are happening the way they are, but trust that it's all leading you to where you are supposed to be. When I look back on my own life, I can see the moments that shaped me the most, the moments that were the hardest, the ones that left me feeling hopeless and uncertain. But I can also see how those moments taught me resilience, how they forced me to find strength I didn't know I had, how they led me to become the person I am today. You are not defined by the struggles you face, you are defined by how you rise from them. And what I've learned through every struggle is that we have the power to choose how we respond. We can let life's challenges break us, or we can let them make us stronger. We can allow ourselves to be consumed by doubt, or we can use our struggles as stepping stones to move forward. Every time life knocks you down, it's an opportunity for you to get back up, stronger than before. Every time you face a challenge, it's an opportunity for you to grow. And while it may not seem like it in the moment, every hardship, every failure, every setback is actually a gift, because it's preparing you for what's coming next. It's leading you toward the person you are meant to become. I know it's hard to see it when you're in the middle of the storm, but trust me, the storm is temporary. And when the clouds clear, you'll see that the storm was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to clear the way for something better. Life is constantly evolving, and you are evolving with it. And as you grow, you'll start to see that everything that has happened to you, everything you've been through, has been for a reason. When you face challenges, remind yourself of this. You are stronger than you think. You have already overcome so much in your life, and you will continue to overcome anything that comes your way. The universe, or whatever you believe in, doesn't throw challenges your way to break you. It throws them to build you, to teach you, to prepare you for what's ahead. The beautiful thing is, when you come out the other side of hardship, you are not the same person you were before. You are transformed. You are wiser, you are more resilient, you are capable of handling things you never thought possible. You've proven to yourself that you can endure, that you can rise above, and that you can keep moving forward no matter how hard it gets. I want you to take a moment and think about this. Think about all the times in your life when you thought you couldn't make it. Think about all the times when you thought you were done, but here you are, still standing. You've been through tough times before, and you came out stronger, and you will continue to rise. The challenges you're facing today are no different. They will not break you. They will only make you stronger. So, when life feels unfair, when it feels like things aren't going the way you want them to, remember, everything happens for a reason. There's a bigger picture you can't yet see. There is a lesson in every struggle, a reason behind every setback. And the person you're becoming, the strength you're building, is worth every bit of it. You are not alone in your struggle. You are not broken. You are being prepared for greatness. Trust the process. Trust that everything you're going through is leading you to something amazing. You might not see it now, but one day you'll look back and understand that every moment, every challenge was part of the greater story of your life. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Keep pushing forward, because the reason you're facing what you're facing today is leading you to something you could never have imagined. Everything happens for a reason, and the reason is greater than you can possibly understand right now. But I promise you, one day, you will. In the end, what I want you to take away from this is simple. Life is not about avoiding the struggles or the pain, but about learning how to navigate through them. Every challenge you face, every hardship, every tear has a purpose. It's shaping you, building you, and leading you to where you are meant to be. The journey might not always make sense in the moment, but trust that every step you take, no matter how difficult, is part of the greater story of your life. You are stronger than you realize, and the strength you build through these challenges will carry you to a brighter future. Keep going, keep believing, and keep trusting that everything happens for a reason.